foot is killing me. Don't ever let anybody drop a washing machine on your foot. Yeah, that's not good. Rant video. I keep hearing this on various photography websites, especially places where stupid people hang out, like Diaper and Pee Review. You know what I'm talking about? Diaper and Pee Review? I think you do. Let's see. Here's a modern Zeiss lens, really expensive, $1,200. Wow, it's just right up there, like a 9.5 out of 10 build quality. A lot of people think that modern lenses are made better. They're better. That's not the case. There's actually only two real improvements. And by real, I mean substantial improvements in the past 60 years. Zoom lenses, gotten a lot better. This is not counting vibration. This is not part of optics. Vibration reduction and autofocus motors, that has nothing to do with the image that is dropped on the film or the sensor. So we got to leave out vibration reduction and leave out autofocus speed, right? I mean, these lenses are manual focus anyway, but you have to leave that out. That has nothing to do. Doesn't have nothing to do with anything. Well, it does if you're a sports action photographer. But I mean ultimately about the image that is, bam, dropped on your sensor film. Not the case. This is nonsense. One thing a lot of people don't understand, people that are younger than me, I'm starting to sound like an old person, is that if we roll the clock back to like when this Zeiss Biotar was made, back to like the time of my grandfather, back in World War II era, and around the 40s and 50s, right around there, labor was really cheap. Highly skilled workers were high in number. Today, even the high quality stuff is basically made at breakneck speeds, relatively so, where labor costs are incredibly high and high skilled workers are very low in number. Now we're able to make things like assembly line production. We're able to make things with better consistency where we can make 1,000 lenses. Just like cookie cutter copies of one another, basically. There is variation in samples, obviously so, especially when it comes to optics. But you know, Henry Ford, production, you know, everything, every damn Ford looked like every other damn Ford, so things got better. You could actually interchange the parts, so that is better, but that's only one form of better. If you like taking any of these old lenses apart, which I know none of you have done, I have, the inside of these things are so much better made than anything made today. Even made better than a contact lens or a Leica lens. Made better. The two serious improvements are in zoom lenses and wide-angle primes. Especially wide-angle primes. Zoom lenses are drastically improved also, but those are the only two serious improvements. A lot of people will say, oh my god, I looked at these images from Hanley Cartier-Bresson from decades and decades ago using some old friggin' lens made back around World War II. How come his black and white images, not his composition and skills as a photographer, look so much better than mine? Those old lenses rendered images better. Micro contrast, and they made black and white just bam! Obviously, you know, a lot of magic went into serious professional processing of these images and also printing, but it was also the case that these lenses actually rendered images. But now, you know, if you take a look at this Biotar, most of the elements in this lens are uncoated. Uncoated. Oh my god, though, the aperture. You have to spend now, like the Trioplan 100mm, the soap bubble bokeh lens, has, what, 15 rounded aperture blades? You have to spend a fortune to get this many aperture blades. I mean, you just don't get this sort of quality. It's just smooth as silk. If you take these lenses apart, too, all the little parts inside, each one of them is hand-stamped and serial numbered. When you say something is better, you need to understand what the F better means. Now we're going to say a Lamborghini is better than any car made from the 1950s. Well, what do you mean by better? It's obviously faster, or, you know, it has GPS, it has all this road traction crap. Yeah, okay, the Lamborghini is better. But what do you mean by better? I mean, half the stuff inside of a Lamborghini is some serious... I've only seen inside of a Lamborghini about a dozen times. But I mean, there's a lot of plastic parts in there, a lot of injection molded parts. I mean, they're just really skilled monkeys putting those things together. Some of these old cars, and I love watching these shows where like they take apart old Phantoms and old Duesenbergs. I mean, these things, I mean, they sit there with a monocle, a magnifying monocle on, and hand file each part, and each part was hand fit. Now, you can't do that today and mass produce anything, but those things were made better. So when you think that a modern lens is better, you better understand what the hell it is you're talking about when you're talking about better. Because these old lenses, some of these old lenses that are, 80, 90, whatever years old, they will still blow the pants off and outlast even the ultra-expensive high-production lenses produced today. So what the hell do you mean by better? When it comes to lenses, you need to qualify better. It is absolute nonsense. Progress in lenses, zooms and ultra-wides, vibration reduction, autofocus motors, they don't count. It is indeed the case that like some 80-year-old Zeiss lenses, and well, you can roll off a list of some of these old awesome lenses, are made better than 2017 Voigtlander lenses are. And Voigtlander lenses they're pretty damn perfect. Who cares if it lives past you, right? I mean, you don't care, but I mean, we're ultimately talking about the build quality of the lens. By the way, this is what the Russians copied to create the Helios 44-2, the 58mm f2. It's copied off of this, the Biotar 58mm f2. This has the... Everybody keeps talking about, oh God, the Helios book. The only reason they're talking about that is because there's a crap load of those and there aren't too many of these. But the Russians, I lived in Soviet Russia. Soviets are famous for copying other people. That's a tweet from my girlfriend. She goes, K, meaning okay. Russians are famous for copying people. They copied this lens. By the way, I've got a bunch of Helios lenses. As much as you think you like the Helios lenses, it's still Russian crap quality. And they don't make as sharp images or as good of a bubble bokeh, fascinating bokeh as the Biotar that the Zeisses are copied from. That the Helioses are copied from these Biotars. So this is BS that I read on a lot of photography forums. Countless older, cars are superior in many ways to modern ones. It's not superior, they don't have GPS, they don't have road grip traction, GPS, and electronics to monitor the, if you want to call that better, that's fine. That's one type of better, but they are not better. People cherish old stuff like this for it's like, why the hell would you spend so much money on this old turdy lens? These aren't really that expensive. You can get them for like $130 roughly. Now, right there it says Deutschland. Newer lenses are not better, unless you're only looking at one aspect of better. I'll grant you modern cars are safer, airbags and seat belts and GPS and all. That has nothing to do with it. I mean, those Duesenbergs and the old Phantoms and some of these, those parts were each hand-fitted and, they're put together and they stay that way. And they're still running today. An old Phantom or a Duesenberg, will just blow the tar and piss out of a modern Lamborghini, a Porsche, a Bentley, as far as longevity. And there's no denying that. That's another definition of better. So your definition of better is likely your own narrow, myopic understanding of better. Because this is better. This lens is old as piss. It's old as my grandfather, who isn't even around anymore. Yeah. Define better. You need to be more specific when you say better. Okay? Bye.